My philosophy on education is constantly developing, really, but I think that's quite key to the philosophy of what education is, because it's about facilitating people to keep developing their ideas, their thinking, and what they then do with that to keep moving the world forward. I'm really passionate on encouraging people to find ways of thinking that are portable and that they can keep using to develop new ideas. So structures that can help, but where the core of what they're doing comes from them. And that's very much come from experience working with quite young children in early years settings, looking at child-initiated learning. I think the philosophy of child-initiated learning should go throughout all the way up to lifelong learning, really. But we do need to look at some structures to help people to be able to do that and to support them to bring those ideas out. I think one of the things I've always tried to do as a teacher is focus on the idea of kind of research-based approaches to things, not necessarily always reading huge amounts of research and applying exactly what other people say, but taking that research-based approach to everything that I've been doing. And that's something that I try to help my students and other teachers that I work with to do, to be really critical and evaluative of what they're doing and build up their own understandings through that kind of questioning. One of the key things that I try to do with my book, The Thinking Teacher, which I'm writing at the moment, and also with working with teachers, is to come up with some ideas that are and models that are going to make people question things. And I think the idea of questioning and being slightly subversive in a positive way is really important to teaching and learning, because when you question things, sometimes you realise they're not quite right, and then so you move them forward and change them. Equally, when you question things, then sometimes you realise how strong they are and keep them the same, and then build on top of them instead of taking them down. So I like to do that by looking at examples from quite different areas sometimes, and throwing in things like, what would somebody in the world of business think about how things are run in schools? Or how does teacher professional development relate to the way doctors are constantly learning? Throwing in those things to try and deliberately jar a little bit, so that people can start questioning what they're doing.